Well, good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday, and just kind of glad to be here tonight. Um, Hi, Chandel. Come on in, you guys. Glad to be here with you guys tonight, but just glad to be breathing um, and grateful for just so many things today. Everything, so many other things could be happening, but I will say this. We can have so many things to complain about. There's always something to complain about. But at the same time, there's always so many other things to be grateful for. And so tonight, I just want to encourage you. Today, I really had to encourage myself, and I want to share that with you guys. So I want to talk tonight or ask you the question that I had to ask myself this morning. Am I doing what I need to do now? Hi, Shantae, I see you. I miss you, girl. Am I doing what I need to do now so I can do what I want to do later? And this morning I woke up and that was just on me. It was on me so big. Hello, hello. Come on in, you guys. That was on me so big this morning. And I don't know why. I didn't go to bed thinking about anything. Hi, Diane. I see you. I love you. Wasn't thinking about anything like that when I went to bed, but I woke up this morning and it was so heavy on me. And I was asking myself the question, am I doing what I need to do now to get what I want later, or to have what I want to have later? And not in a position where I was comparing myself to anybody, not looking at somebody else, because I don't do the comparison thing. And I told you guys, about the comparison thing. When you compare yourself to other people, it's not a win-win situation. I'm either comparing myself to you and I'm saying, man, I'm not as good as they are, and I wish I could be like they are, and I wish I could do what they do. Or when I compare myself to other people, I'm saying, I'm better than you. Man, look at them. I'm killing the game. I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this, and they're nowhere close to me. So I'm either comparing myself to someone else in one or two ways. I'm either looking at you and you're not enough, or I'm comparing myself to you and I'm not enough. But either way, comparison is just not good. So I wasn't in a place of comparing myself to anybody, but I just woke up feeling like, what should I be doing with everything that I'm doing in my life? What else should I be doing to be better? What else could I be giving God? How much more could I be giving my family? How much more could I be giving to other people? How much better could I be? How much more time can I put in just being my best self? How much closer can I be to God? How much more can I be doing for him? But how much closer can I be to God? Am I really committing myself to God like I should, or is it just when it's convenient for me? And I'm just talking about me. So thank you guys for being here to listen. But can I give God more? Can I be doing more? Can I be serving better? And we can always say that, yeah, I can be praying more. Yes, I can be studying the word more. But how much more can I be doing? What is it that I can be doing now to be better? And so for me, it's usually with my health, and it's usually with my spiritual part. So when you're in your 20s, you don't really worry about your health because you believe in your mind, I got time. But I can give you a number of 20-year-olds who died of whatever, who died of this or who died of that. Or you think, you know what, I'm kind of indispensable because I'm young. And in this day and time, young means nothing. Your age means nothing concerning how long you have to live. It means nothing. Hey, Danny, it means nothing concerning how long you have to live. We see people leave here in their 20s and their 30s all the time. And so when I'm 20, I'm thinking I'm indispensable. In my 30s, we kind of think we got it going on, and we're trying to establish some things and all of this stuff. But somebody posted something today, and it had 3 couples on it. Some of you probably seen it on social media today, but it was 3 couples who were planning. 2 of them were planning to, they were together, but they were planning to get married, planning to working out the relationship, whatever they were doing. But 2 of their mates were taken from them before they ever got to that point, right? And then there was another couple who has been married for years, and rather than appreciating what they had or doing, working on making what they have better, here they are taking it for granted. And so that kind of stayed on me all day today, because I woke up kind of feeling like that. Am I taking everything that I have for granted? You know, do I wake up and expect for all my children to be here tomorrow? Do I wake up tomorrow and expect to have life? Do I wake up tomorrow and expect everything to be fine when things can so easily be taken away from us, right? So I thought, what am I really doing? What am I really doing to make me better? You know, by the grace of God, because I don't do it in my own power, and I give God glory for my life and my family and the things that I have. I don't take credit for it, and I don't boast about what I have, but I do honor God, and I appreciate and I'm grateful for what he's given me. But do I get up every day taking that for granted? So we just moved to this beautiful home here in Beaumont. We lived in our home in Carson for 27 years, raised all of our children there. When we moved there, we had 2 children. And when we left there, we had the 2 oldest children, the first 2 children. And when we left that house on Meadbrook in Carson, we left with the 2 youngest children. Thank you, for Reagan, for bringing that to my attention. But in leaving the house, I thought of all that God had done for us, all that God had brought us through, all that God had blessed us with, all that we actually possess, all that we actually have, all that he's taught us, all the lessons that we've learned, how he's kept our family, the bringing Reagan home from the hospital, and God keeping her and sparing her life. And even in that home, finding out my husband has cancer, and God blessing us for the 3 years we were in that house with him living with cancer. Have I taken that for granted? And so here we are in this new home, this beautiful new home where we feel like, you know, is our next level, the next phase that God has for us. And something we told our kids that we do every day now, as you walk through this home, as we did on Meadbrook, but as we walk through this home, tell God thank you for what he's given you. Tell God, thank you for this home. Thank you for all this space. Thank you for what you blessed us with. God, we don't deserve it, but I'm grateful for it. But in the process, don't settle for what we have. Don't sit back and go, man, we got this nice house and we're here, we made it. You don't ever arrive. Listen to me. You don't ever arrive. You don't ever get to a place where stuff is fulfillment. Things are fulfillment. You don't ever get to that place when you're walking with God, because in him we move and we live and we have our being. And there is always a challenge in me. I don't know about you, but it's every day there's a challenge in me to be better, to give more, to be my best self, to honor him with my life, to never stop growing, to never stop, to never settle in, to never settle for, to never take people for granted, to never assume, anything, but to always be mindful of where I am on that growth chart, to be mindful of where I am on the spiritual chart, to be mindful of what I do with my money, to be mindful of what I do with my time. And that's why I don't let people waste my time, but to be mindful of some things. I live in this place. There's something in me that says you need to be in a place where you're always thinking about giving your best and not settling for it because you've gotten to a certain point, or to get to a place where you're comparing and because you've acquired more than somebody else or less than somebody else, that you're comparing yourself. And so this morning, the thought that was on me is, am I doing enough right now where I am to do what I really want to do later? Because for all of my life, I don't want to be as busy as I am. I don't want to hustle and work my business and do all of this all my whole life. And people ask me, well, what do you do for fun? What do you do? I live. And when I live big. When I go on vacation, I go on vacation big. I save my money. We save our money, my husband and I, and we do vacation big because we do life big. We serve big. We give big. We help people big. And so because I don't share it on social media, people ask, well, I never see you doing. You don't need to see me living my life. You don't need to see me with my husband. You don't need to see me all the time. Everything I eat, every restaurant I go to, everything that I'm living in my life. Some things are private and some things are personal. And some things I cherish and I choose to keep to myself. And so you won't see that part of my life on social media. But it doesn't mean I don't have fun. It doesn't mean I don't engage. It doesn't mean that I don't partake. Understand what I'm saying? But what's greater in me than me having fun and doing all this great stuff? Because when it's time to play, we play hard because we serve hard. Let me tell you that we vacation big because we serve big. But bigger than all of that, bigger than the fun stuff in my life, is being a better person every day, being all that God would have me to be, and not living with excuses as to why I fall short, not blaming somebody else for why I fall short, not blaming somebody else for what my community doesn't have, but always looking at myself to say, what can I do to make my community better? What am I doing today to say, what can I do to make my church better? What can I do to make the people around me better? When I tell you that's on my mind every day, that's my focus every day. How do I build me in order to build you? How do I make me better in order to make you better? For all the people that are listening to me, that I'm teaching, all the people that I minister to, all the people that follow me, how do I get better for me to be better for my husband, to be better for my children, to be better for my grandchildren, to be better for all of you that jump on here to listen to me, and you could be doing 1,000 things. So how do I be better today to not get on here and just feed you junk, to feed you what the norm is, to say what preachers always say to you? How do I make myself better to make you better? And so this morning I woke up with that challenge. Am I doing what I need to do today to live how I want to live tomorrow? Am I doing what I need to do right now in order for me to get what I want later, to do what I want to do later? And so I pose that question to you. What are you doing today what are you doing today with your time right now, this day, this week, this month, the rest of this year? What are you doing with yourself today to make you better for next year? Some of us are going to get a resolution at the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year is too late. It's too late. So think about this. For all the people that you follow on social media, for all the people that's on your Instagram that you follow, that you admire, the celebrities, people you see on TV, people in your life that you admire, how do you think they got to a place where you admire them? Especially the celebrities that we kind of put on pedestals, people whose music we listen to, people we follow on YouTube, or that we follow wherever we follow on social media. How do you think those people got to where they got, or how they got to where they are in their lives, to a point where people follow them? And I shared this with you before. Go to any celebrity's page and you will notice that they have more people following them than they actually follow. Understand what I'm saying? People that we admire the most, people that have several, that are giving so much, and however they're giving it, they have more people following them than they actually follow. Why? Because it's easier, listen to me, it's easier to be a follower than it is to do what it takes, come on here, to be followed. It's easier to jump on and click follow than it is to build myself up for somebody else to follow me. So that's why they have more people that follow them, come on here, than more people that they do follow. Because followers don't put in the work. Followers have a good time right now, and they don't think about later. Followers are all in right now. I'm just going to take this money and I'm going to do all this with my money right now. I'll worry about savings and rent and car note later. I'm going to spend every dime I got right now that I don't need to spend. And I'm going to worry about all of that stuff later. Followers just click a button and follow. Followers don't do the work. And so today I thought, Natalie, who are you following? Who are you following? And I had to ask myself that question. Who are you following? Who is it that you admire? But greater than that, what is it that you admire them for? Even if it's fashion, if it's makeup, if it's a cause that they follow, if it's something spiritual, if they're motivating you, if they're encouraging you, if they're coaching you, if they're teaching you, if they're helping you in your life, why is it that you follow them? What is it that's in them that you admire so much that every day you take time out of your day to listen to them, to watch them? And so the question was posed to me today: what can I do to be the one that's followed? And not in a boastful way, but what am I not doing that would make me better? Why do I admire that in them and I don't admire that in me? What is it that I see in them that I don't see in myself? Why is it that I can sit back and I can rest and not doing anything when some people are doing everything? What is it in me that I could really be doing now? Come on here. That would make me better to do what I want to do later. What is it that I have to do now that I should be doing now? Come on here, so that I can do what I want to do later. So right now, some of us are living our lives in a state where I want to do what I want to do right now. But you're doing it with no money. You're doing it with no savings account. You're doing it with no retirement. You're doing it with no, you're doing it renting. Nothing wrong with renting, but after some point, own something. You're doing it always renting. You're doing it borrowing. You're doing it living with somebody. And if you over 25, 30, you don't need to be living with nobody. This might hurt tonight. But let me tell you the truth. Grown people take care of themselves. So what is my plan for my life right now? What should I be doing right now that's going to make me able to do what I want to do later? What kind of gifts do you have that you need to bring to the table? Come on here, somebody, that you need to bring to the table that might be putting money in your pocket, but you out having a good time and wasting time and not focusing in on your gift and getting good at what you do. Come on here to be able to live the life that you want to live later. Some of us are sitting on wealth right inside of us, in our gifts and in our talents and in all that we possess. I got a friend, I got a brother, and I'm going to share this brother with you. And I think I saw him on here. But this young man, Terry is a genius. And it's almost like if you ever met him, whatever this man puts his hand to do, he does it well. Terry did him. I would challenge you, go look at his page and look at the artwork that this man does. But he operates in the fullness of all of his gifts. And some of us have one thing that we do well, and we're not even trying to use it. What is it I could be doing right now? Come on here. That could set me up in my life for later. What am I denying myself? For all of you people, all of you women, all of you men, maybe, that are sitting in your house doing somebody's hair, how big is that? How big can that get? How much bigger is it than in your house? Think about getting it out of your house and into something that you own. What is it that I have that could make me better? Come on here. If you follow people that you admire, who's following you? I've watched Terry Bowling for a few years, for over 20 years, I could probably say. And this brother exercises, he walks in with excellence. And I know a few people that walk in their gifts with excellence. And you admire that to a point where you're intimidated by it. Like, man, the work ethic of some people is amazing. But then God says, why aren't you doing the same thing? You admire them, but don't you know I put the same gifts, the same power, the same anointing on your life? And here you are sitting back, clicking and smiling and commenting and high-fiving and praising and liking everybody else's stuff. Who's following you? What is it that I should be doing? Other than saying, God bless my finances, Lord, I need you to make a way out of no way. I need you to do something. He says, I've already done it. I've already poured into you. I've already seeded into you. Listen to me. He says, I've already put everything in you that you need. And we see some people and they are flourishing in several things. And some of us are flourishing in nothing. Because you got to ask yourself the question that I asked myself this morning. What should I be doing right now? Come on here. To make me good enough, to make me better, so that I can do what I want to do later. Because everybody wants to have fun. Everybody wants to live a great life. Everybody wants to do life big. But for everybody that we admire, that we follow, they're sacrificing something. So what you don't see on social media of all the people that we admire and all the people that we follow, you don't see them putting the time in the midnight hour. You don't see the labor that they put in the midnight hour. Listen, John Maxwell said champions aren't made in the ring. Champions don't get in the ring and start boxing and fighting and they win and that makes them a champion. No, champions are made outside the ring. See, the part that's not on social media is the time that they put in when we don't see them. Champions aren't made in the ring. Champions are made for the hours that they sit working on their craft. Champions are made working on what they need to be good at. Champions aren't made, you hear a dynamic word from a powerful preacher. They didn't just come up with that word. They laid before God to get that. And we sit in front of people and we eat and we receive and we take. But it never dawns on you, man, what do I need to do to walk with God like that? What do I need to do to be able to speak the word like that? What do I need to do to be able to walk in my gift like that? To walk in my power like that? Let me tell you this. Nothing great comes. You can be good at your gift. John Maxwell has a book that says talent is never enough. So you can be talented. You can have a great talent, but have no discipline. You can be talented as all get out. Let me say it like your old uncle or your old auntie would say, or even your grandmama would say, you could be talented as hell. Yeah, the preacher's wife said it. I said it. You can have all the talent you want to have. But if you don't work on discipline and you don't work on commitment and you don't work on staying up at night and you don't work on getting up in the morning, your talent means nothing, because eventually all of the stuff that you lack is going to overshadow the talent. It's going to mess up the talent. It's going to mess up what you're good at. So what do I need to be doing now? Ask yourself the question. What do I need to be doing right now so that I can do what I want to do later? So for everything that you're telling yourself that you can't do, everything that you're telling yourself that you are not, everything that you're telling yourself you gotta, I'm gonna do it, start doing it. I said, wow, God, I don't want to suffer now and suffer later. I don't want to struggle with money now and struggle with money 10 years from now. I'm still renting and struggling with my money. I don't want to be unhealthy today and then tomorrow I'm either much more unhealthy or I'm dead. It's like with sickness. We don't take care of our health. We don't take care of ourselves until we go to the doctor and we get bad news. And now I'm changing my diet. Now I'm going to change my diet because the doctor says I have high blood pressure. I'm pre-diabetic. Now I'm going to start exercising. But all along, I've been telling God, I don't appreciate this temple. I don't appreciate this body you've given me. I don't appreciate this life that you've given me. God, I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to eat right. I want to eat all the cake. I want to eat everything I want to eat. And then I want you to bless my health. God, I don't have any money to save. Read the book. I just read this really good book, the Latte. I got to find the book and I'm going to share it with you guys Tuesday. I posted on my page. The Latte Factor is what it's called. About a young lady who said she didn't have any money to save. He said, if you buying a latte every day, you got some money to save. You have some money to put away. Some of us are saying that. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Some of us as the people of God, you shouldn't be living paycheck to paycheck when he owns a cattle of 1,000 hills and the hills belong to him. What should I be doing right now so I can live the way that I want to live later? And you guys might be saying, well, gosh, this is too much. This is too serious. This is, But when it happens to you, you're going to come back to this thought process. When you get in a position where, you know what, we don't think about being broke. Think about what we should have saved until we don't have anything to save, or until we broke. We don't think about the money we should have held on to until we get to the end of the month and we don't have any money. We don't think about good health until we get to the place where we don't have good health anymore. We don't think about it. We don't think about good relationships until we don't have the relationships anymore because we didn't appreciate the relationships. We don't think about the time we wasted at 25 and 35 until we get to 55 and go, man, I wasted time. I wasted money. I was foolish. Can you imagine? I asked this to of my classes. Can you imagine how much money you would have if you saved $200 a month from the very first job you had in your life? How much money do you think you would have? If you had saved $200 from every check from your first job, if it was at Burger King, if it was at McDonald's, if it was at Foot Locker, if it was at Macy's, wherever your first job was, can you imagine how much money you would have right now had you saved $100 from each check from when you started your first job at 17, 18, 19, 20? What is it that I need to do right now so that I can do what I want to do later? And the thing about right now, it will deceive you. Reality, I told you before, reality will rob you of what you are promised. Right now will take away from you everything that you are owed later. For everything that is coming to you, reality will rob you of it. Because reality says, do it now, get it now, I need it now. And some of us are trying to move in areas based on what we know now and based on what we've experienced behind us. Some of us are not even willing to learn, not even willing to gain experience, not even willing to open up, not even willing to hear. We're just running on what we witnessed, in our last 3 or 4 or 5 years. So I have 6 children. It's like it's like a husband and wife, parents of one child coming to tell me how to be a parent. You can't tell me how to be a parent. You got 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4. Get to 4 or 5 and then come talk to me. Tell me about parenting. But you can't tell me about parenting with 1 child. You can't tell me you've been married 5 years. You can't tell me how to be married. I've been married 32. Not said I've done it right, but I've met some things in 32 years that you have yet to experience in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. Can I say that? Because you're just going through the phase where your children are babies. So you don't know what marriage is when you get teenagers. Because it changes your marriage. You don't know what marriage is. Come on here, when you got to put some children out. One spouse won't understand. One spouse is saying they got to go. You don't know what that's going to do to your marriage. You don't know what happens to marriage when you get a special needs child. When you got a child that you got to live in a hospital with, or that's got to be taken care of in the middle of the night, and one spouse is in the bed and the other spouse is, you can't tell me. And some of us are trying to run on information, come on here, that we heard. 2 minutes of information, 2 minutes of experience. What is it that I should be doing right now? Come on here. To do what I want to do later. Should I be just sitting in a place? Because see, I'm trying to change a community, but you're running on air. You have no experience yet. Should I be gaining information? It's like when I go to speak somewhere, when I go to do a keynote, or I go to preach somewhere, I want to know what I'm going into. So I'm going to do my homework about where I'm going, about the people. I'm going to do my homework. I'm going to prepare. I'm never going to get up and just start talking. God, you need to show me where I'm going to speak. Show me the people. Show me the vision of the past. Show me something. And some of us are trying to do some things and I'm not open. I know I want to go somewhere, but you need to sit down and study the map. You need to sit down and get a process. You need to sit down and get a plan. What should I be doing right now that's going to prepare me for what I want to do later? Because I know I want to save my community. I know I want to be a help in my community. But what am I sacrificing? What am I willing to give up for it? Because sometimes your community don't want you to save them. Huh? Ask somebody that's been in the community for 25 years. Sometimes your community don't want help. Sometimes people want you to give them everything and they're not willing to give something back. They want to receive, but they don't want to give. And if that's what you really, really, really want to do later, you better prepare yourself for it, because it can look one-sided. It can look lopsided. It can look like people don't want to give to the community, but the community only wants to receive. The community don't want to give to themselves. Maybe if I'm planning to move in something, come on here, I need to prepare myself. I need to look at both sides of everything. Some of us are saying, you know what, I got to give to sing. What's the sacrifice and the commitment in that? Nobody that starts singing or became an actor or an actress, we say overnight success. The overnight part was 20 years. Ask anybody who has made it. The overnight part to overnight success has been 20 years. Understand what I'm saying? I go to speak and teach in a lot of places. Yeah, I'm getting paid the money I want to get paid, but ask me how long I've been speaking and teaching to get the money that I get now. Overnight success, the overnight part is about 20, 30 years. You got to put your time in. So what is it that I need to be doing now? And it took a whole lot of years prior to what you see of studying, hours of studying the word, studying leadership, studying personal development, studying. It took some time. What did I need to do then to get to where I am? But now where I want to go, what I want to do later, what should I be doing right now? And for me personally, it's my health. What should I be doing with my health so that I can live? My mother lived to be 92. What do I need to be doing with me now for my health so that I live the years that my mother lived or more? My mother had 9 siblings, all of them except the baby. I think he died at 89. But my mother was the second to the youngest. Everybody, all of her siblings died over 90 years old. And not from cancer. They were just, they lived their lives. My mother had no ailments. She was just 92. And the Lord says, it's time. Tired of living in this body. But every sibling of hers was over 90. God, what do I need to do in me to live that life? Because I can look and say, oh, she just lived to be 92. We can take it for granted. We take it for granted. We go to work. Listen, your money is time. We give our time for money, and then we blow our time. We blow our money. Never dawns on me, you know what? Take this money and invest this money over here. Take this money and do this. Take this money and do this. Take this money and do this. When I start thinking about what do you spend on Starbucks, Natalie? Oh, no money to invest. Oh, no money to save. What do you spend on Starbucks? What do you spend on what you like that you do almost 3-4 times a week? That's unnecessary. Because you can make coffee at home. You can go to Starbucks twice a week instead of 4 times a week or 5 times a week. What do I need to be doing now? What do I need to be kind of putting aside right now for later? What do I need to change in my discipline of myself? What habits do I need to change now that will enhance my life later? What is it I need to do? What discipline do I need to focus on now to make my life better later? Because when I don't do it now, guess what happens? I regret it later. If I don't do it right now, you live with regret later. I just said to you, if you had saved every check from your first job, if you had saved half of it, if you had saved $200 from every check that from your very first job to today, how much money would you have? And some of us are living from paycheck to paycheck going, man, that's a little bit of regret. Think about when you first got the job that you have, making the money that you want to make. You thought when you got that job, you were making a lot of money, but how many of us spent as much as we made. And now what we spend looks like this and my check looks like this. Because at one time, come on here, what I spent was down here because I wasn't making right here. I was making. But now that I start making right here, I'm going to just take my expenses a little above it. And now I'm living beyond my means. Now I got a whole lot of stuff, and I didn't get a whole lot of stuff in the process. I didn't get stuff to teach me what to do with my money, to come to understand what you make stays here, what you spend stays down here. I didn't get the stuff to teach me that. So I'm overspending and I'm losing rather than gaining. But look at this. It's not too late. Got another book that says it's not too late to be a millionaire. It's not too late to be wealthy. It's not too late. Rich is good, but wealthy is a mindset. It's not too late to be wealthy. Change your mind. It's not too late to be healthy. Change your mindset. Come on here. It's not too late. It's not too late to stop wasting your time. Change your mindset. Change your mindset. You know, I told you guys about that Netflix binging. Come on here. It ain't that much on TV. It ain't that much on TV. And what's on there, it ain't that good. Pull all your gifts. Pull all your gifts. Pull all of your gifts. Pull all of your stuff. What could you be working on right now? Come on here. That would enhance your life. That would make you better. What could you be doing? If your goal is to win your community, what kind of training, what kind of process? If your goal is to do what God told you to do, what should I be doing right now? Come on here, to walk in what he told me to walk in later. Stop looking at other people and desiring and hoping and wishing, and be who you want, who you admire. You be the person that you admire most. You be the person that you admire most. Stop. We celebrate people. Get in a position where you celebrate yourself. What should I be doing right now so that I can live the life that I want later? And that might mean this sacrifice. That might mean this. I got to deny me some things. Today, I got to deny me some things. So I have a wonderful life. I like having fun, but I don't want to have all the fun at the expense of spending all my money to have all the fun. Because when it's really time to have fun, I want to have fun right. I don't want to have fun broke. You can't have fun broke. So what do I need to do now to prepare for having fun later? I need to be healthy, because it's the other part. You can have all the money and be sick. You can have all the money in the world and not be able to spend it and be sick. You can't even get out of a hospital bed and all your money is just sitting in the bank. So if my money is going to be good, my health needs to be good. Right? And you can have all the health and have all the money, but not have the time. Because I've messed up so bad at work, I don't have no time to take off because I work for somebody else. Right? What should I be doing right now so I can live the life that I want later? What should I be doing? What should I be doing? Be honest with yourself. What should you be doing? Should you be learning? I call it eating. We sit down to eat to nourish our bodies. But I read a lot of books to nourish my mind. I read the word of God to nourish my soul, but more so to change my mindset. I read the word of God to build me, to restore me, to renew me. Come on here. And then I read books that enhance, come on here, that connect to the scripture to help me to be better. Practical, living, personal development books just to make me better, to help me think a broader thought. Very seldom do I move on what I see. I need the information. My husband says you ask a lot of questions. Sometimes you ask too many questions. But I told you last week, my daughter said, Mom, the answer is in the questions. I need to know the answers, so I'm going to ask the questions to get the answers that I want to know. Right? So I spend a lot of time, and that's why every day being better, making myself better is the first thing on my mind every morning. What are you going to eat for breakfast that's going to make your body feel better? That's going to make your body perform better? What you gonna do to exercise today to make your body respond the way you want it to respond, to make your mind clear? Sometimes our minds are so cluttered because our bodies aren't functioning well. No exercise. Eat, go to work, sleep, eat, go to work, sleep. Oh, pay bills, that part too. But sometimes your body is craving for more. This body was made to move. The heart was made to pump blood. And some of us are so sedentary where, you know, our bodies don't move. And as a result, our minds move slow. My thought process isn't quick. My creativity isn't there. Why? Because of the fuel I'm putting in my body. Take your car to the gas station and put the wrong gas in it. Put the wrong oil in your car and see how your car runs. And we do it every day with our bodies, not even considering, well, we feed the hunger of the natural part of us. We feed it the wrong thing, not realizing that what we feed the natural part of us because we like the way it tastes is killing the spiritual, the created part of us that says that's not good for us to function. Your creativity is saying you're eating the wrong things. The only thing in you that tells you to eat that is your taste buds. But your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your blood, everything else is saying, don't eat that. It's not good for me. It makes your hands swell. It makes your ankles hurt. It makes your knees swell. It makes your... And we do it for right now. We do it for right now. And we need to change what we do right now to be better later. And then eventually my body says, you know what? I can't take anymore. I'm going to stop. I can't go anymore. On the fuel that you're giving me, I can't go anymore. That's what your car would do. I'm going to run a little bit, but your car is going to start acting up. It's not going to run properly with the wrong oil and the wrong gas. It wasn't made for that. Same thing with our bodies. Wasn't made for that. Somebody said something to me the other day. It costs too much. It's too expensive to eat healthy. And that stayed with me. They said it's too expensive to eat healthy. So I'm going to take the easy route and I'm going to buy, so the opposite of healthy, and I'm not judging, but I'm going to break this down the way it was in my mind. It's too expensive to eat healthy. So I'm going to take my money and buy the cheap stuff that's not good for me and eat that because I don't want to sacrifice to eat better in order for my body to be healthy. That's kind of how I understood it. Tell me if I'm wrong. But it's too expensive to eat right. You mean to tell me we get one body, we get one mind, we get one heart, our two kidneys, our lungs, come on here, your liver, all of this stuff, we get that, all of that in one body, and I'm going to not take care of it because of money? And we've been so conditioned to believe because it's sold, it's good to eat. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? That's why drive-thrus are owners of fast food are rich because they're because of followers. Followers are always going to do what's easy. Followers are always going to just click the button and follow. No questions asked. If you're serving it, it has to be good because it's food. You said it's food. You're serving it. It's been okayed by the government and it's cheap. So I'll buy it. That's the mentality of a follower, and it's killing us. Because I don't want to sacrifice to be better. And the people that we follow, they don't drive through and eat. That's why they're the best at what they do. That's why they're good at what they do, because they take care of this temple, come on here, that makes them good in their craft. Their mind flows with creativity because they fuel their bodies to keep creativity flowing. And some of us can barely get out of the bed in the morning because of what we fuel our bodies with, because of what we fuel our minds with. because of what I put in my mind, because of what I put in my heart, because of what I put in my spirit. Think about it. Am I doing today what I need to be doing today to live the way I want to live tomorrow? Think about it. Think about it. Society will give you what you think you are. If that's all you think you can afford, that's what they'll give you. Listen to me. I share this in my classes. Society will give you what you think, what you believe you are. Whatever you value yourself to be, society says, I won't raise the price tag for you. You have to raise your own price tag. But if that's all you think you're worth, I'll meet you. I'll meet you. Society says it. I'll meet you. If that's all you think you can afford, that's what I'll give you. And so that's what we get. And it's passed down through generations that's all we get, because that's all we think we can afford. That's all we think we can deserve, that we deserve. And listen, nobody can stop you from being better. Nobody can stop you from being your best self. Nobody can stop you. My son says it all the time. Mom, they want you at your best. And we have all of these other factors as to why we're not. And the only person I can really blame is myself. Only person I can really blame is me. And I had to pose that question to myself. And it was heavy on me today. Heavy on me today. What am I really doing today? What should I be doing right now to live how I want to live later? And you know the 4 categories: in my health, in my time, with my money, and relationships. What am I doing today in my marriage that will build my marriage for tomorrow? What am I doing today? 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 I would tell my children when they were young, I'm not your friend. I'm your mother. So I'm going to do some things you don't like. I'm going to say some things that you don't like. But I'm mindful now, they are adults. I want to be close to my children. You still give them the truth. You're still honest with them, but I want my children to like me. I want my children to appreciate how we raise them. So in order to do that, I can't pull the mother. I'm your mother. Do what I say. No, because they're adults. They can walk away from you. So the challenge in me is not to pull the card, that default card. I'm your mother and you're just going to respect me. No, that's not it. That's not it. How can I be better so that they appreciate me as a mother as they are adults? Because you can say that and then we not have a relationship. But if I get up every day looking at what kind of mother I want to be to grown people, it's a whole nother thing than being a mother to a 17-year-old or a 6-year-old. They don't even care. And at 17, they don't like you that much. But I want you to like me and when you're 30. I want you to like me when you're 40. I want you to like us. So that means I might have to work on me. I got to change some things just as they change. And sometimes, you know what? I'm not willing to change. I'm not willing to hear. I'm not open. And we need to be open. We need to always be open to learn. We need to always be open to know. We need to always be open to listen, not hear. It's a difference between hearing and listening. Sometimes we need to be open to listen. Listen. Because we don't know everything. God, where am I falling short? Show me. Sometimes people are telling us stuff and we're so defensive that we can't hear. We're so defensive to information and we can't hear. Come on here and you miss it. The Bible says wisdom cries from the rooftop. Why is wisdom crying from the rooftop? Because people aren't listening. That means the person with instruction, the person with direction, the person with insight, they were inside the building talking. Nobody was listening. So they go to the rooftop and they're shouting it from the rooftop. And we're so busy living our lives in disarray and struggling with our issues and all of this that we can't hear wisdom. And when you get to a place where you can't hear wisdom and you think everything that you do is it, you're really stuck, and you're actually going in a circle. You're actually on a merry-go-round, and somebody told you motion is productivity. And just because you're moving doesn't mean you're producing or you're effective. Are you going from this place to that place, or are you just having motion? Motion is not productivity. And some of us in ministry are just going in a circle. Some of us in the community, we're just going in a circle. My husband is the community relations deputy in Compton, and he sees a lot of events. And he was just sharing with me how if something happens in the community, we can rally to march, but what do we do after the march? It's work to keep it going for 20 years. So most things can start, but nobody has what do we do now to keep it going later? Nobody prepared for that part, but we had a big rally and people showed up, and we did an event and people showed up. But what do we do to keep it effective enough, strong enough? How do we build momentum for it? What is it that we should be doing now to build momentum to make it greater later? And nobody plans that far ahead. We just keep doing events year after year after year, ineffective. We do affective events, things that stir the emotions. Affect is to stir the emotions of. But we don't do effective. Effective is to cause change to come about. So we do affective. We get the people, we rally, we get excited, for the moment. But we don't build an effective process. I get excited because I get more money, but I don't do anything effective with my money. Come on here. Wisdom is crying from the rooftop. Are you listening? What is it that you need to do now to make life better for you later? What should you be doing right now? Go turn this thing off tonight. Look at your money. Look at your time. How much time you spend on TV? How much time do you spend with God? How much time do you spend just working on yourself? I don't want to try to save you and I'm losing me. Come on here, somebody. That was a big thing for us pastoring a church. We don't want to go to church and we're saving everybody at the church and we can't save the kids in our house. So we separated ourselves from, who we are at home is who we will be at church. And that wasn't for the people at the church. That was for our children at home. Who they saw at home is who they saw at church. And we're still those same people. This is it. You don't have to put First Lady in front of my name, Minister Red, none of that, because I'm Natalie and I'm good. I can be her best. I can't tell you every day I feel like being an evangelist. You don't need to call me evangelist. You don't need to call me reverend, because every day I'm right here, you guys. Natalie, what do you need to do today? What should you be doing today to be better tomorrow? Because today you're not the evangelist. Today you're not the First Lady. Man, today you're not the rev. Today you're not the minister. Today you need to be working on this. And we get caught up in the moment, you guys. We get caught up in the moment. We get caught up in the accolades of people. We get caught up in the praise. I don't have time because I woke up and that was on my heart, and it was on my heart heavy. What am I doing today? Gosh, that will make my life better tomorrow. What am I doing? Because I can go in my closet right now and I can go, dang, all this stuff. It's too late to take it back and get my money. But from here on, I don't live like that no more. Can I be honest with you? All of these shoes, wish I could send them back and get my money. All of this stuff, when I could have had all of this stuff. Because when I get real stuff, nobody sees when I get the real stuff. We buy stuff so everybody can see it, but I don't want that stuff. I want this stuff. I want this stuff because I want to be greater later. I want to be great right now, but I want to be greater later. I want to be greater later. I don't want to just be going through the motions right now. I want to be greater later. So what is it that we need to do? What do I need to be doing right now to make me better for how I want to live later? What should I be doing right now so that I can live the way that I want to live later? And I can't point the finger at you. I can't say if you do that, then I'm going to do this. Ain't got nothing to do with it, because when I'm in my private time, you're not there. So I can't say if they would do this, then I would do this. It has nothing to do with any of you. Don't blame nobody. Don't want you to do nothing for me. I just need to do it. I just need to do it. I need to sacrifice. I need to study. I need to commit. I need to be disciplined. I need to focus. So what you want to do is change the trajectory of this thing. Rather than rather than being the follower, come on here. Build some momentum. Think about all the people that you follow. Go look at your Instagram tonight, your Facebook. Think about all the people that you follow. Write down the names, and next to each name, write down one reason that you follow them. And then ask yourself, when you write down why you follow them, look at the second column next to the names. For everything that you admire in all of them that you follow them, how much of that is you? This is the assignment for tonight. Look at just pick 10 people that you follow on Instagram. And then next to their name, write a quality that caused you to follow them. Remember, they have more followers than people they follow. So write down a quality that you admire for the reason that you follow them. And then ask yourself, how much of what I see in them is in me? And I'm going to do the same thing too. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. It's easy to follow. It's easy to follow. It's easy to follow. It's easy to follow. But I don't want to be a follower. I don't want to do what other people do. I don't want to dress like other people dress. I don't want to wear what people wear. I don't want to talk the way you talk. When he says, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, marvelous are his works because he made you. So ask yourself, what is it that God made me to be that should be admired? Come on here, that should be respected, that should be seen, that should be shared with the world. What is it that God put in me? Come on here, somebody, that I can't see. And I'm downplaying mine because I'm admiring somebody else. Just something to think about. So tonight, go ponder that, do that homework, find your people, 10 people. What is it that you admire? And is that in you, right? And then ask yourself the question, am I doing what I need to do now so I can live how I want to live later? Ask yourself the question. Thank you guys for watching me tonight. I ask that you share these videos. I appreciate you so very much. So as God is dealing with me and working on me, thank you for being my friends. I'll be sharing it with you, and we'll just work on getting ourselves together. Amen. God bless you guys, and you guys have a great night. Thank you. Yeah, end it. Bye.